And I am happy to welcome you to Harambe Valentine.
Let's go.
Gracias. Ciao everyone, and welcome to Kilimanjaro Safaris. Before you begin your trip, you should know that the Bongo around the wildlife reserve experience mountains and certain tools to ensure a safe and pleasant trip. You should be able to feel and free from high blood pressure,
Gates in front of you closed towards you. Gates are closing. Wait for the next one, please. Right behind the yellow line. Gates are closing. On the truck, watch those hands, arms, feet, and legs as the door side closed.
Everyone on the truck, watch your hands, arms, feet, legs, as the door
Santa Sana, which means thank you. As we do say here in Harambe, Twin Day. Twin Day means let's go. Jumbo, everyone. Welcome aboard. My name is JJ. I'll be your safari guide today. For your safety and the safety of those around you, please remain fully and completely seated at all times while on board. Now, my friends, the first part of our adventure today does take us out into the animals' homes. So please be courteous and respectful of the animals today. Please don't call out at the animals, make any loud, frightening sounds at the animals. It is their home, and we do want to respect them. Now, the first part of our adventure does take us into the Little Ituri Forest. The Little Ituri Forest has some dense, thick brush that helps the animals use their natural colorations and markings to help camouflage in their surroundings. So keep your eyes and your ears peeled. You never know what you'll see or hear. Looking to our right-hand side, I do see an okapi in the brush. Okapis kind of look like zebras, have the body of a horse, the head of a giraffe. They're not related to the zebra at all. Their actual closest living relative is a giraffe. There's a pretty tall bird to our left-hand side called the saddle-billed stork. They stand at about 5 feet tall. Their wingspan can reach up to 9 feet in length, and they typically mate in pairs for life. Now we are heading around a watering hole out here. Watering holes do act as a gathering place for animals to come together for a drink of water. But at the top of the hill to our right-hand side are some tan antelope known as a greater kudu. Greater kudu stand at 55 inches tall at the shoulder, making them the second tallest antelope here in Africa. Now those ones are females. Males grow horns. The females do not. There's a reddish-brown antelope at the top of the hill to our right called a bongo. Bongos are given the nickname the ghost of the forest because they're rarely seen. Now their horns point backwards to help them run quickly and quietly through the underbrush. Blending in pretty well with the rocks at the top of the hill to our left is a black rhinoceros. The black rhinoceros has a pointy upper jaw. They are the smaller of the two rhinoceros species, weighing about 3,000 pounds. Now my friends, there's less than 5,000 black rhinoceros in the world as they've been poached for their horns. Now their horns are made of a simple protein like our fingernails and hair called keratin, but some people believe that their horns possess medicinal or magical properties or qualities about them, even though there's no scientific data to back up their claim. Now we are heading out of the Safi River and heading over towards the Serengeti Grasslands. Now the Serengeti Grasslands acts as a superhighway for migratory land animals to travel across the savanna. We're taking a quick detour to the Safi River. Now, the Safi River is home of animals like the Nile hippopotamus. They're pretty difficult to find, as the word hippopotamus means river horse. Walking along the bottom of the river, they don't actually swim. Now, they can even hold their breath underwater for up to 8 minutes at a time. Now, there's some birds on the island to our left called a pod of pink-back pelicans. A pod is a group. The pink-back pelican gets their name because of the pink coloration they get on their back during mating season. They are colonial nesters, nesting in groups of anywhere from 2 to 50 pairs, with a wingspan reaching 5 to 7 feet in length. Now, the hippopotamus is a territorial animal. They live in a group called a bloat. They eat about 90 pounds of vegetation daily. They do prefer to eat on land in the evening and then return to the water in the morning to prevent their skin from getting sunburnt. Now, looking down below is a basque of Nile crocodiles. A basque is a group on land, a float is a group in the water. The Nile crocodile has a bite force of nearly 2,000 pounds per square inch. Now, they can grow to about 20 feet in length and on average weigh about 500 pounds. They do open those jaws to help regulate their body temperature. Now, we are heading out of the Safi River and heading over towards the Serengeti Grasslands. Now, the Serengeti Grasslands acts as a superhighway for migratory land animals that travel across the savanna each and every year. Now, this upside-down tree to our right is known as a baobab tree. It remains leafless about 9 months out of the year to help conserve water consumption. They do end up storing water in their trunks during periods of drought. Now, some people have even given them the nickname, the Tree of Life. Looks like there's quite a few animals out here on the savanna. Hopefully we'll get a little closer to some of them. Now, this really large reddish-brown animal with this super large horn is called an Ankole cattle. Now, the Ankole cattle is also called a Watusi cattle, after the Watusi tribe first domesticated them. Now, they are the only domesticated animal out here on the reserve. Their horns can grow to about 4 feet in length. They're a semi-hollow, honeycomb-like structure inside. Their blood flows all the way to the top of the horn, drips back down slowly as it cools, helping to cool their core internal body temperature. Now, the tan antelope out here are called Patterson eland. Patterson eland are one of the largest species of antelope in the world. The largest species of antelope here in Africa. Both the males and the females grow a spiral-shaped horn. From a standing position, they're capable of jumping about 6 to 8 feet in the air. Looks like there's a den to our left. Dens are typically homes of predators. Looks like there's a pack of African wild dogs at home. Now, the African wild dog is also called a painted dog because of their coloration. They look cute and cuddly, but they're actually pretty successful hunters. They have about a 90% success rate taking down an antelope. They run it till it's exhausted by using teamwork, and then it will drop. Now, here on our left-hand side is a reddish-brown antelope called a sable antelope. Sable antelope are territorial, using those horns to deter predators like lions from jumping on their backs. They also use those horns to spar other sable antelope to show dominance, and they are the symbol of the Harambe Wildlife Reserve. Now, these red structures out here are termite mounds. A termite mound is made out of soil, saliva, and dung. They can be baked as hard as concrete in the hot African sun, but they're a porous, aerated structure. Elephants end up using them as back-scratching posts. When they're worn down, antelope use them as lookouts through the high savanna grasses to help spot predators.
Oh, wow.
Now this is a baby giraffe ahead. When a baby giraffe is first born, they stand about 6 feet tall, which allows them to nurse for a month. Now these giraffes are the Masai giraffes, one of 7 giraffe species. They have a unique spawning pattern. Their spawning pattern is jagged, jarry, irregular shaped patterns, reminding me of puzzle pieces. Now, giraffes are one of the tallest land animals in the world, reaching heights of up to 20 feet in height. Now, that makes them browsers. Browsers means they eat from the underside of the trees. They use their tongues, which can grow to about 20 inches in length, to pull leaves off of branches and into their mouth. Now, a giraffe's tongue's not pink like ours, it's a dark purple or black color, and that helps to prevent the skin on the tongue from getting sunburned, since they do spend most of the day eating. Apparently they spooked it.
照不照不知道。
Now looking up ahead here to our right hand side is a smaller antelope, brown on the top with a white underbelly and a racing stripe across its body, called a springbok. Springbok get their name because they spring up into the air about 6 feet at a 13-foot forward moving motion called pronking. Now they can sustain running speeds at nearly 55 miles an hour.
55.
The gray animals out here with the U-shaped horn are white-bearded wildebeest. White-bearded wildebeest are a herding migratory animal, migrating hundreds of thousands of miles across the savanna each and every year. Their nickname's Gnu, spelled G-N-U, coming from the grunting sound that they're often heard making. Now the wildebeest can travel in a herd as large as about 1.5 million individuals, especially as they search the savanna looking for food and water. Looks like there's an African elephant ahead. The African elephant has a much larger ear shape than their cousin, the Asian elephant. It does remind me of the continent of Africa. Now, female elephants live in a fairly large herd of all females and the young, often known as a matriarchal society, headed by the matriarch, who's typically the oldest and wisest female elephant. Now, the male elephant gets kicked out of the herd in their teenage years to go live on their own in a more solitary life. Yet sometimes they do end up forming a small herd of all male elephants called a bachelor herd. But elephants face many different challenges like habitat loss, human and elephant conflict, as well as poaching. Now, it is estimated that about 96 elephants are poached daily. That's approximately 1 elephant every 15 minutes. Now, if we keep up at that rate of poaching, there will be no more African elephants on Earth in about 12 to 15 years. But we can help to change that by making small little changes in our daily lives to help protect these magnificent animals for future generations to come and cherish. Well, it looks like we found the red clay pits, and so did the elephants. Now, elephants end up eating red clay as it adds extra vitamins and minerals into their diet, which is kind of surprising to me considering the fact that an elephant is capable of eating up to 300 pounds of vegetation daily. Now, elephants usually flap their ears to help cool their core body temperature. As the elephant flaps their ears, it causes air currents to occur on the back of the ear where their blood vessels are, which can help to cool their core body temperature about 15 degrees Fahrenheit. Now, elephants have super sensitive skin, so by throwing sand, dirt, or even mud on their backs, it helps act as a natural sunscreen for their sensitive skin. To our left-hand side is a flamboyance of greater flamingos. A flamboyance is a group. Greater flamingos are the largest and lightest in pink coloration of the flamingo family. Now, they're born gray. They get their pink coloration through their diet of brine shrimp and other aquatic life that has beta-carotene in it. Now, it takes around a year of eating that diet in order to get that pink coloration. But flamingos are filter feeders, filtering the particles out of the water with their beak.
Now,
this looks like a poacher's platform placed here by the warden to remind us that poaching is still a huge issue to this day. Poachers are well-financed individuals using the cover of darkness to take what they want. They take horns, tusks, coats of lots of different animals, pretty much anything they think they can sell on the black market to make a profit. It's a good thing the warden was able to stop a few poachers. Now, there's a mud wallow here on our left. Mud wallows are often used by rhinoceros. Rhinoceros love rolling around in the mud. It helps to cool their core body temperature. It also acts as a natural sunblock for their sensitive skin. Now, my friends, it does look like I just spotted a cheetah up ahead to our left. Kind of difficult to spot, though. Cheetahs are the fastest land animal in the world. They've been clocked at running speeds of nearly 60 miles an hour. Now, cheetahs usually hunt during the daytime, where most other large cats hunt at nighttime. The cheetah can run 0 to 60 in about 3 seconds, but they're sprinters. They can't run that speed for long, about a minute tops.
Right there.
See a rock formation up ahead here called the Kopi. Kopis are a great place to spot large cats as they use these rocks as lookouts over the high savanna grasses to help spot their prey. Now, it does look like there's a pride of lions out here. A pride's a group. The female lioness does most of the hunting while the male stays at home to protect the pride and the young. Lions are territorial animals, so they roar. As they roar, you can hear the sound carry up to 5 miles away. Well, the lion population has declined by roughly 90% over the last century. By protecting lions and other apex predators, we're not only helping to protect them, but we're protecting the entire circle of life as we are all interconnected. To our right-hand side is a crash of white rhinoceros. The crash is a group. The white rhinoceros are the larger of the two rhinoceros species, weighing up to 5,000 pounds. They're a mistranslation of the Afrikaans word wijd. Wijd means wide because of that wide upper jaw. Now the male lion's got that big furry part around his face called a mane, which can weigh upwards of about 40 pounds of weight. As the lion ages, it does get darker in coloration.
Whoa. Ooh.
I do see some burrows up ahead. Burrows are typically homes of warthogs. Now the Swahili word for warthog is Pumbaa. They have two sets of tusks, one which is razor sharp for protection and self-defense. The other one does help them to dig out to those burrows. Now these are some ostrich out here. Gray feathers indicate females. Males tend to have black feathers. Ostrich are the largest flightless birds. Cannot fly, but they can run pretty fast at speeds of 40 miles an hour. Now this reddish-brown antelope to our right is a bontebok. Extinct in their natural environments, you can only find them on reserves like this one. A farmer protected them by building a fence around them. They are thriving to this day, thanks to that farmer's effort. Those eggs on the ground are ostrich eggs, weighing about 3 pounds each. A human can stand on one of those eggs without it breaking. If you were to eat one of those eggs, you'd be eating the equivalent of about 2 dozen chicken eggs. That's one big omelet, if you ask me. Well, my friends, I think we're pretty successful out here today, finding such an amazing variety of animals. So let's take some time to celebrate life, our planet, and each other as we venture through the Magani Glen. Now, I hope you learned a lot about animals today. If you didn't learn anything, I hope that you fell in love with some of the animals here on the reserve. Now, a lot of the animals here are considered threatened, endangered, or even extinct in their natural environments, and they need our help to protect them, as their biggest threat is us. Protect these animals by starting small and simple, right in our very own backyard, by reducing, reusing, and recycling. Now, another great way to help protect these animals is by donating towards the Disney Conservation Fund. Now, Disney does match every donation dollar for dollar to help protect these magnificent animals. But if you're not able to donate, no worries. You can always learn more about animals by checking out DisneyAnimals.com, as knowledge and information is power. Well, my friends, I hope you were inspired today by the animals that live here, or myself, to start making small little changes in our daily lives to help protect these magnificent animals for future generations to come and cherish. Well, thank you so much for joining me on our adventure today. Now, I don't like saying goodbye because I find it pretty sad and way too final. So here in Harambe, we say kwaherini. Now, kwaherini is a Swahili phrase that means to go well. So go well wherever your adventures in life may take you. Be sure to gather up all your personal belongings. Watch your head and step as you exit. Please take any smaller children by the hand, but remain fully and completely seated till the warden gives us the all clear to disembark. For those of you seated to the right-hand side of the truck, be sure to watch your hands, arms, feet, and legs on the right-hand side as the doors do slide open. Please stay fully and completely seated till the warden gives us the all clear to disembark. Now, my friends, remember, no two safari adventures are ever the same. The animals do make sure of it. If you are a wilderness explorer today, the name of my truck is Simba 1. If you are looking for some more amazing animal adventures today, be sure to check out Gorilla Falls right here in Harambe. Open until 5 p.m. It's home of the gorillas, meerkats, underwater hippo viewing, as well as some creepy crawlies like naked mole rats. I've even seen some tarantulas and zebras out on the trail. Now, if you are heading over to Asia today, be sure to check out the Maharaja Jungle Trek, home of the tigers, bats, and Komodo dragons. Have a wild rest of your day here in Harambe. Come back and see us again real soon. Holding.
Those to my right, please put your hands on the seat and legs. Doors are open for the right side. Gather any personal items that you may have today.